I have my suspicions about Wren being who everyone thinks he is. We have this new video here that everyone's talking about. I want to do a deep dive on it, and I want to compare some aspects of this video with things that we've seen from other routes, other endings, all that sort of thing. And then I want to talk about the author's intent, things that they've displayed with other chapter releases. The video is only 3 minutes long, so let's just go ahead and go through it, and then I'll let's see what happens. I've had a long day at work, but I'm going to try and do my best with all this. The good mother aspect, let me actually go full screen and make a professional video. Yeah, the good mother aspect, I mean, that's probably just obvious, like, sarcasm. Timeline-wise, this is really confusing because, yeah, so, like, Grandpa's dead. There's a baby in the mix. They're both alive here. This doesn't, like, when you look at, like, what leads up to burial route, chapter 3 burial route, Andrew and Ashley are like, they're on the bridge, they're chucking the parents' skulls into like the river, like the parents are very much dead. So this seems like a big deviation from like what we would expect. The parents dying almost seems like a canon event, and everything from chapter 3 goes off of that. So the fact that they're here, who knows like what the fuck all of this is, but we're gonna keep nitpicking all this, and we're going to see what we find. Just timeline wise, I don't really know like what the fuck's going on, but the parents seem all chipper here, even with Grandpa's funeral. He somehow has a lot of friends, and Andrew has been helping with whatever the fuck this is. So yeah, where is that boyfriend? We don't know if this boyfriend in question is someone that okay, apparently her name's not pronounced Renee, it's pronounced Rennie. That's a tangent that, yeah, I'm not going to go into right now. It's another scene from the game. But we don't know if like the boyfriend is someone that it's just some mythical creature that Rennie's only like heard about but never actually seen. But for all intents and purposes, Ashley doesn't know where the fuck he is. What kind of an answer is that? This next line here, so that's going to be a little difficult with the whole legally dead thing. That's related pertaining to the fact that Ashley, on paper, because of the whole apartment thing, and like just the whole shit show that happened with that, they are both filed as legally dead. That's the document that we find in like the parents' new home. Makes the timeline especially confusing. Unless there's something like big that I'm missing, put that down in the comments. Just don't yell at me, please. But yeah, it's like, so the legally dead thing, that's like got to be pertaining to like the whole apartment like lockdown cover up thing. My mind is kind of like spacing right now, long day at work, but yeah, so that's why like she can't get child support from this guy. It's so weird because like so much of what's going on here is like it's some route where like these two didn't get killed, and that's like really throwing me off. I think I had a point there that I wanted to make, but like let's just keep on going. I mean, that's enough of a point in itself, whatever. Yeah, so they marked me as Jane Doe, so like surely you still gave them the father's name. Rennie probably has like the father. This is going to tie into a point that I'm going to make later, but like yeah, let's just save it for later. Hold on. He won't admit it's his. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, so one point, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make this point right now because I don't really have anything to say about what they're saying right now. So we have an image of this full new apartment. You know, we've got Ashley's stars and everything here. It seems like a fancy place. This is a point that they're going to touch on a little later in the, you know, this new video. But what I have here is actually the shots and such ending apartment. This is a place that, you know, it's different circumstances, different weight behind all of it. But this is a place that they've been settled into for like some time. Ashley, like I almost said Astru. Andrew has like a new job and everything. Ashley's been doing the whole like stealing people's identities bit and killing them for the demon. But what we see in this apartment is she also has like, you know, a mark of her character here, the stars and all that. And then yeah, it's like it's messy. Sure, that's not exactly what I want to get into, but when you look at like, well, and actually, I mean, you could also take like the beer cans as an aspect of Andrew's character, but this kind of route goes on a tangent with him being an alcoholic. So we have Ashley's stars here. What we don't see in this apartment, though, and what we don't see with any like living space that Andrew and Ashley have been in, including like, you know, their parents' apartment, is we don't see all of these plants. And that's really curious to me because like we have this aspect of Ashley's character here. What's this about? Because I don't think in the game at all Ashley or Andrew are like displayed to be like into botany, you know? This seems reflective of like maybe another character in the mix. And there's going to be a way coming up that Andrew's going to talk that like really does make it sound like, you know, there was a real tangible person that was around that up and bailed. I'll let the man say it himself, though. Oh, well. What's done is done. That's how Rennie's been going about everything in her life with her freaking kids. And then here's our introduction to Wren. Yeah, Douglas is really chipper here. We don't usually see him showing any emotion. Yeah, that cataract. I wonder, like, that's gotta be some sort of a narrative thing. But literally all we can do on it right now is like speculate. I don't even... It's just a cataracts. It says it right there. Like, that's all that we really know so far. How in the hell does the baby have a cataract? Yeah, see, he's never said there's something here that he knows that he's trying to cover up. That, like, I mean, obviously, like, the cataract's going to be like a big story element, but yeah. For people who are in their 70s, maybe the baby's got Benjamin Button disease or something. He wants her to pay, which, like, there's no fucking way in hell she's doing. It says it right there. And then, yeah, there's a line coming up. Say, I get the good for nothing father to pay. It's his responsibility. And then, oh, maybe it's coming up, like, and a little bit more. I'm telling you, drag the father back in here. He can't just up and vanish. Doesn't he pay rent for this shithole? Okay, so coming up here, the way that Andrew talks about this. No, I pay it because he did up and vanish. The way he's like talking here and this expression, this doesn't look like the other lines that he's been saying where, you know, he has like the bead of sweat, all that sort of stuff. This seems like actually sincere. Andrew, I don't think is very good at like lying to Rennie. I think usually when he's lying, there is that bead of sweat. So this line here, now it seems sincere. And then we have all these like plants that show like there's been someone else here. Now, there's all kinds of different possibilities. Maybe this is someone's apartment that like, it's like one of the other apartments that they've been in, whereas like they killed someone and then they just started living in this person's fucking apartment for all we know. But let's keep going with the video because once we get through the fucking video, then I have like more points that I can double check. So yeah, at this point in time, Andrew's even established like having a butcher shop job. And then Julia's out of the question. Andrew's staying here to take care of all this. I mean, literally, what the fuck else was he gonna go do? Like, so there's actually, I'm gonna make this point here. So Ashley, like comparing this with shots and such again, a really interesting element is Ashley in this reality, she very much has this baby. That's not, a groundbreaking statement or anything. But in shots and such, we see that she actually wants to get an abortion for what happens like there. But her specific reasoning is because she doesn't, I might play a bad game of telephone with exactly what she says, but she doesn't want this baby getting in the way of things with Andrew now that she finally has him, like, entangled all to herself. This seems like a pretty big contrast, and if there was someone else involved, that could actually like explain a lot of like Ashley's like not having to be so like there's a word that I'm thinking of, we're all thinking of it, we've been thinking of it like playing the whole fucking game, like Ashley's like relationship with Andrew, like so just clingy is not the word, but I'm going to use it just to like spit something out. Like it could like explain why like she may not be like as dealing with like that sort of thing. And then there's just, it seems like there's a different sort of dichotomy with whatever the fuck is going on here, that like she's having the baby now and this baby isn't getting in the way of like her relationship, however it stands with with I almost said Astrid, Andrew here. So that I think that's an interesting thing to think about. I could use some fucking coffee after my long shift. And then here we are. Here's this person's take. They think, they had a kid. Let me double check my notes real quick because, so there's an aspect of all of this. I'm going to pull up the Steam page just for a good visual. But so with these, progress reports, the author has made it clear before that they're very careful about what they post here because they don't want to spoil like aspects of like the story. Like they've stated that before. It's really hard for me in that context to see stuff like this and see stuff like the video that we saw. And like, I think that if this was Andrew and Ashley's kid, it absolutely like would not be displayed like here, especially with like how the author's been going about things, and also just the fact that the author has subverted expectations before when it comes to like literally, I'm going to mention shots and such ending again, not to sound redundant, but people playing this game, I think that a lot of people could like surmise like, oh, there's going to be a scene where like they have sex and it's going to be like, like all fucking however the fuck you think it's going to go. And then the game makes it one of the most gut-wrenching, like, horrible fucking scenes in the game that nobody could have seen it playing out like that. And it's like, it subverts expectations. You get the fucking the rug pulled out from under you. Like, I think a similar sort of thing is going on with how everything's being presented here. It's just hard for me to see it like any other way. It's just literally, it's just how it's been. So let me double check my notes one more time. I think that's it. And I think that's a good place for me to stop things because I definitely need to rest my head on a bed, kind of like the little one that you can sort of see here. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you all think in the comments. I have decided to make a video out of this because, like, I don't know, a Twitter post, like, can you imagine how fucking long this Twitter post would be? I don't even know how long this video is going to be. I'm bad with time, but yeah, I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. It's just, this would be a really surprising way to like find that that's Andrew and Ashley's kid just based on how things in the game have been displayed for like, everything up to now. I don't think the author would want to make things like that obvious. And I think maybe the intent is to present it like it's their kid and then get people talking about it. And then it's like, the author strikes again with the fucking like rug pulling and all that. But again, let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully like this video like makes sense. And when I'm rewatching it, if I do that, I'm not like a narcissist or something, but I try to like make sure that like, the quality's all good and all that. Hopefully I'm not like, God damn it, I didn't make that point like well enough. Like maybe I'll clarify things in the comments. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the game. People might get whiplash from like fucking looking at this. Let me I want to make sure that you can actually see it. You're gonna Hopefully this all shows up well, but I'm a pretty freaking big fan of the game. As you can see, I have it branded on my body. So maybe if you want more Coffin content, this is a maybe decent place to look. I might do an in-depth story playthrough of like everything that we have so far, because it's going to be a fucking while because of the legal issues and all that with the author and whatever the fuck's going on. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like, but I might do an in-depth story playthrough just to get everyone prepared for whenever like the next update is confirmed to be Burial, and yeah, whenever that comes out. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here so you don't see how messy my freaking room is right now. But thanks for watching, and freaking like and subscribe. Please, 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 you gotta like and subscribe, please.